Hey guys, hope your weekend's going well. I just got back from my parents' pool. My dad had his snorkel stuff on. The kids were surfing his back and trying to stay on him without falling. And then I had my goggles on with my other daughter and son, and they were on a boogie board, and I was just pushing them up above the water and then having them come splash down. They had to hang onto the boogie board. So fun times. These are the memories, right, we make with family. So great day today. But anyways, I wanted to talk about in this video about SRM stock because I'm hearing chatter on this one. This is a play on TRON Treasury strategy. Okay, so this is, if you believe in TRON crypto coin, okay, which a lot of people are saying that this has the chance to go up a lot in the future. And if that happens, then just like, Sharp Link Gaming, which is SBET, right? How they're using the Ethereum treasury strategy where they're buying Ethereum and putting on their balance sheet. Same with BMNR, right? Which that one went crazy. They're doing that. And obviously Tom Lee joined as chairman of the board, so that helped it go really high, and they have a low float. But more companies are adopting this, and so far, right, the stock prices are being rewarded. And we know MicroStrategy started this all off, right? And their stock did well in the past. Now there's these smaller companies that are doing the same thing. And when it's a small cap company, right, we've seen these stock prices just go way up, which is exciting. But you can also get burned on the downside. And that's why I always say, guys, just keep it in check. Small positions only, what you can afford to lose. And some people have asked, with these volatile stocks, can you have your stop loss be wider? And yes, you can, especially if you're just playing with smaller money and you can afford taking a 15% or 20% loss. Then that makes sense because again, these swing a lot wilder. So like 7%, that's like normal stocks, right? 7% with like the big cap, mid caps, even the small caps. But if we're talking micro cap, right, the penny stocks, obviously these swing pretty wildly. And so that's why you can widen it if you're okay with that. Like I said, if you're playing with small money, let's say you put $100 in, right, and you lose 20%, that's only $20. So it's not that big of a deal, right? So it's all about controlling your position size. And yes, you can, widen your stop loss to give it more space so it doesn't trigger so quickly, okay? So I wanted to point out that because I know some of you have asked questions on that. But anyways, back to this. So SRM, so they're adopting the TRON Treasury strategy. Just know the founder of TRON is a controversial figure. He was actually investigated by the SEC. They dropped that investigation in February. I think it was because of Trump, because Justin Sun does have ties to Trump's World Liberty media organization. So he's invested in them, okay? And so he's involved with other controversial things too. So just know that, all right? But this is, again, speculative. But if TRON goes higher, right, crypto, then this stock can go a lot higher. So again, I just want to put it on your radar for those of you who are interested in these. Remember, you don't have to play these. This is just, like I said, for those members of mine who want these picks, right? Obviously, I tailor my content to what you guys want to see. So don't feel like you have to play these, right? And if you do, I'd keep, like I said, the position small. It's just fun money for me that I can afford to lose, okay? But anyway, so that's one right there, SRM, that I'm hearing chatter on. So I just wanted to bring that one to your attention. You guys know I like SBET right now, which is Sharp Link Gaming. Okay, so while these are hot, right, you can play them. You never know when the party's going to end, okay? But right now, investors are starting to take notice, and with July being a risk-on month, that's why I'm okay playing them. But then when we get to August, just remember, when it's historically the worst month, you don't want to overstay your welcome. Okay, that's where I'm going to be rotating my money into safer plays, which I put out a video talking about, the energy infrastructure boom, right? This bill that got passed, the spending, right? It's going to go towards building out, natural gas plants, right? Nuclear power, even coal. So then we're energy independent and we have cheap energy. Right? That's what Trump wants. That's why he's signing all these orders, guys. So this is where I'll be rotating, into more, obviously with the long-term stuff, protecting the profits we made. Always remember that, guys. And a lot of these have nice dividends too. So I'll be posting, more videos on that, but just want to let you know. But anyways, SRM, speculative play. If you like playing the crypto coin treasury boom that's happening with a lot of different, companies that are doing that now. There's even, Solana treasury strategies where companies are doing that. So it just depends on what crypto coins you like and what you believe in, will keep growing in the future.